All right, today we're going to be we're going to get into pretty much for the rest of this unit is we're going to be graphing. And we're going to be graphing a lot. Okay, so get used to it. Make sure that you print off enough graph paper. We gave you resources online. Make sure you do that. If you like the idea of using the expos on a sheet protector, please use that also. But there is graph paper online, and if you have some, of course, you can use that. But what we are going to start with today is we're looking at linear equations. I mean, we have been talking about linear things for the past, week. So let's just keep that idea in our head. Remember, when we're talking about anything linear, look at all these equations, all the examples that we've been talking about. Have you seen any powers? No. Okay, that's how we know this is a linear equation. There is no exponents anywhere. Okay, we're dealing with just lines. Also, today, how we're going to be graphing, the easiest way is by doing a table. Now, you should be going, oh my gosh, I've seen this before. Yes, you have. Okay, we did an input-output. Okay, that was the reason behind this, is we're going to be making input-output table. Okay, and then we're going to be plotting it. Even in a previous lesson, we talked about that. We even plotted that. Now we're making it official on a coordinate plane, and that's what we are doing. We're going to literally graph. This is what we're going to get graded on. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So everything this should be relatively easy. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at the first equation. So this is our first example. Okay, y equals -2 minus 1. Okay, remember, input, output. What are we inputting and what are we getting out of it? Remember, we always put in to x. Okay, we always put into x. Remember, x is our domain. We've talked about that earlier. Okay, what we're going to choose here in a minute is our domain. Remember, what we're going to receive once we output everything. This is our range values. Okay, when we're talking about linear equations, it keeps going on forever and ever. You're going to see, once I draw my line, you're going to see arrows. They never stop, okay? So you can put any numbers in here, remember, that you would like. Keep in mind, input, output. We like 3 numbers, at least. Could you do more? Of course. Always 0. Always 0. 1 negative, 1 positive. That'll be good for this, okay? So I'm always going to use 0. Let's pick a negative number. Honestly, it doesn't matter. We can just do, I'm going to keep it consistent here. I'm just going to do -1. I'm going to do a +1. Okay? All right. Once again, you're going to plug in, solve for y. We're going to get our output. All right. So yeah, we're plugging in that -1 into x. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So we have -2, open parentheses, -1, -1. Okay, what is that going to give us? -2 times -1 is +2. +2 minus 1 is 1. Let's make an ordered pair. Let's get into that habit. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to run out of room. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, our x value goes first, comma, our y value. Input, output. Moving on. Where's 0 going to go? Of course, right into x. -2 times 0 minus 1. -2 times 0 is 0. Minus 1 is -1. Let's make an ordered pair, x, y, so we have 0, comma, -1. Okay, continue it. Let's do this last one. We have -2 times 1 minus 1. -2 times 1 is -2, minus 1 is -3. Ordered pair, 1, comma, -3. Okay? Of course, once you have done all of that work, so this is what you're going to be doing on your homework. Work it out, plot your points, draw your line. Okay. Let's start with this first one. -1, 1. Over -1, up 1. 0, -1. 0, -1. So far, so good. Start at the origin, +1 to the right, down to -3. Okay, you can already see the relationship of these points. We're forming a line right here. You can go on, you can keep plotting, you can do all the way through. Is it necessary? No. If you give us 3, this is good, okay? I like to use a ruler, invest in a ruler, trust me, it comes in handy, or use your notebook or anything. That is perfectly fine. Line up your points, draw your line, put your arrows. It's a linear equation, it's a line, it continues on forever, okay? So make sure you put those arrows on there, okay? It's pretty easy, right? I know. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's do an example now. Once again, I know it's a fraction. It's all right. We know how to get through this. Just like the input-output lesson that we did, how do we work with fractions? Still, we need 3 points. We need a positive, negative, and 0. We know 0. We're good. Okay, think about this. How do we get rid of a fraction? Can we cancel it out and make it into a whole number? Well, how did we do that when we solved equations? We always found the common denominator. Hey, you're lucky there's only one, right? And that's 5. Okay, so we're going to want to use 5 as a positive 5 and 5 as a negative 5. Okay, that will help us to wipe out the fraction. We're working with whole numbers, which we like. So let's just go ahead and use those. Make it easier on yourself. Okay, let's watch how these fractions are about to disappear. Once again, domain, range. Let's plug in our negative 5 into x. So we have 4 over 5 times negative 5 plus 1. Okay, what's about to happen to our fraction? Well, our 5s are going to cancel out. What's left over? It's technically a negative 1. So I'm just going to wipe that out and put that. Okay? All right, how do we simplify this? 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, plus 1 is a negative 3. Okay? Let's order pair it. If you don't need to do this, you don't need to. I'm just getting in the habit of doing it. I've done it all my life. Okay? 0, where is it going? X. That's right, take out x, put in 0. Okay, once again, I love 0. What's about to happen? Goodbye. Plus 1. 1. Okay, make an ordered pair out of that. So we have 0, 1. Okay, last one. Take out x, plug in 5. Positive 5 now. What's about to happen here? Once again, 4/5 times 5. The 5s cancel out. You're left with a 4 plus 1, which is 5. Okay, let's finish it out. We've got 5, comma, 5. Okay, you're not done. Okay, you do have to plot these, but this should be the easy part. Negative 5, negative 3. Start at your origin. We're going left, negative 5, down 3. Okay, you can see I'm not labeling my points right now. Okay, I don't think it's necessary because you're going to be drawing lines anyway. 0, 1, 0, up 1. Okay, let's hope this one fits. Okay, what if this one didn't? You probably did something wrong. It's okay. Go back. Okay, let's see if this one fits. Positive 5, up 5. I don't know. I think we did it okay. You don't need to go back and check that. Okay, let's go ahead and draw your line. Connect your dots. Of course, put your arrows. And there you go. You drew another linear equation. Okay, pretty easy, right? Input, output, plot your ordered pairs, and draw your line. Okay. All right, one more example here, and then you can have some try problems that you can do on your own. Okay, once again, you have your equation. Pick 3 points. Of course, 0. I'm going to stay relatively easy, except I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to do negative 2 and positive 2. Plug in your x value. What's that going to get me? Negative 2 times 2, negative 2 is a positive 4. There's my ordered pair. Plug in 0. 0 times anything is 0. make your ordered pair,